Ito, wala sa presentation ko. Pero kung sino makasagot, kasama siya. Ilan ang munisipyo sa probinsya ng Camarines Sur? Ano? 11? Mahirap.
150.
Wala. Sige, ibahin natin ang tanong. Tingnan natin kung nakinig kayo kanina. Ano ang ginagawa namin at saan na munisipyo kami nag-re-receive ng Abalon?
San Rafael.
Ale?
Karamoan po.
Tama ba? Taga saan ka?
From TUP Manila.
Ba't puro taga-PUP yung makakasama ko doon TUP. Sino mga kaklase mo dyan? Mabuhay kayo. Maraming salamat. Ano pangalan mo?
PJ.
PJ. See you soon there. Okay, ilan na lang? Sige, isa na lang. Hirapan natin. Ilang puno ang aming pinatanim noong World Earth Day? Ano ba?
600,000.
Tama ba yun?
600,000 trees.
Ba? Taga anong school ka?
St. Michael's College of Laguna.
Maraming salamat. O mga nandito sa stage. Papunta ka doon. O mga nandito sa stage. Sige, dito kayo sa stage. Mga umakyat sa stage, mga sinamahan ako, lahat kayo, lilibre ko sa Republic Wake Park sa Laguna. Picture na lang.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Bago ang picture taking, we'll give other participants a chance to ask question to Governor Migs, Gov.
To Miss
And of-
Bianca Gonzalez.
And of course, we'd like to invite Miss Bianca Gonzalez.
And Mayor Pai Alvarez.
Miss Bianca.
Paging Miss Mayor Pai Alvarez.
Sorry, tagal ko.
Alright guys, it's time for you guys to ask our ambassadors. Alright, let's start. Habang inaantay si Mayor Pai.
Can we
go.
open the lights? Okay.
Alright, first question, Ate Pebbles. From what school? From UP, oh, hello. From UP Diliman, my schoolmates. Hello, what's your name?
May.
Miss May, your question is for,
Mayor Pai.
she's not around yet. Miss Mayor Pai,
She's
you
on
around?
her way.
She's on her way.
So,
Alright, reserve muna natin yung question mo for Mayor Pai.
stopover muna. Anybody has a question?
Question?
We have there at the back, Jules.
Sige, ganito na lang siguro. Lahat ng gusto mag-ask, line up na lang dito.
Okay.
Okay, so let's start. Your school and your name. And para kanino?
Yeah, hello. Good afternoon to everyone. I am John Marianga, and I am from Tarlac State University. And my question is for Miss Bianca. Hello, Miss Bianca.
Hi.
Magandang hapon po.
Hi, good afternoon.
Being ambassadress, gusto ko lang tanungin, ma'am, how are we able to invite and persuade those passive people na makilahok sa atin? Because hindi naman natin mapipilit lahat or hindi naman natin ma-expect na lahat ay active sa pangangalaga sa ating kalikasan. So how are we able to do that?
What's your name again?
John Humor. Humor po.
John.
Yeah.
John. Hi, John. One, very simple. Start with your closest circle. So, family nyo, friends nyo. Kasi, I'd like to think na yung family nyo and close friends nyo are like you. Ibig sabihin, they care. So, from there, big deal na yun eh. Kasi, ikaw, siguro you can influence 5, 10 people. Or in your school, hundreds of people. So, yun. One is start with your close circle. 2 is social media. Sobrang effective tool ngayon to reach even the farthest places. So, yung Facebook account nyo, Twitter account nyo. And I mean, really, with seeing the news day in, day out of the footage of what happened with Yolanda, parang it's hard not to care. So, medyo walang puso na talaga yung hindi magkikare. I think you have to make them understand lang na it's in the littlest things they can make a big difference.
So basically, ma'am, media has a greater part on it. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
All right.
you.
Thank you, Miss Bianca. And that
Okay,
question was from
another-
Tarlac State University.
Another
Next question.
Good afternoon. I'm Daryl from the Technological University of the Philippines, Manila. So my question is for Governor Villafuerte. My question is, as a newcomer in politics, how can you introduce your projects to other LGUs, and how can you persuade them to commit what you have done and also do what you have done?
Maraming salamat. What's your name again? Sorry?
Daryl.
Daryl, thank you for your question. Nung ako po nabigyan ng pagkakataon na maging gobernador, sinigurado ko po na ang El Verde program ay sa akin po talagang ipapagpatuloy. Yung naginawa po ng aking ama na financial incentives to best barangays and best municipalities sa aming probinsya ay siguro pwede rin po i-adapt on a national level, hindi lang po on an LGU level. So ito po, siguro pwede po namin kausapin si Secretary of the NR, si Secretary Lucille. Siguro, pwede natin gamitin ang platform ng El Verde Movement, ang aming financial incentives para sa mga LGU, na pwede na rin pong gamitin sa iba't ibang mga municipalities, mga barangays and cities in the Republic of the Philippines.
Sige, thank you po.
Thank you,
Okay,
Daryl.
thank you, Gov. All right, our next question is from UP Diliman, and this question is for Mayor Pai.
Hello.
Hi, Mayor Pai.
Hi.
I have 2 questions actually. My first question is, when are you planning to implement the plans for the resort community? Then the second one is, because from what you have told us with the commercial, we expect na meron tayong commercial spaces na mapupunta dun sa resort. Of course, there are beautiful white sand beaches. Pero alam rin natin na hindi lang naman sa LGU mapupunta yun. Pero syempre, meron din tayong mga private companies na mag-handle rin or makikisama or sponsors, ganun. Paano po natin or ano yung guidelines natin para ma-maintain yung cleanliness and make sure na wala tayong magiging waste or makikip yung paglaban natin sa climate change?
Okay, what was your name?
May.
May, thank you for asking those questions. To answer your first question, kung kailan magsa-start yung GK Resort Community Initiative namin sa San Vicente, we've actually started already with our first community. That's 100 homes, and we plan to finish that within a year and a half. We just did our model homes now, and if you get the chance to visit San Vicente in the future, you will definitely see more resort communities all around the barangays kasi yun talaga yung kailangan. Yung second question mo was, how do we maintain it, diba? Actually, just to correct, the LGUs will not be gaining any revenues from the resort community. The resort community is a partnership that the LGU has with Gawad Kalinga and the beneficiaries. So those are the locals that will be living there. All the revenue will be going back to the community, and it's going to be shared through all the families. So parang they're also gonna get their own source of income.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you, Mayor Pai.
Jules, because we are running out of time, we will only entertain 2 questions.
Our next question is for Governor Migs from PUP.
Hello, sir. My question is, I don't know, your province have embarked a lot on tree planting and some on aquaculture. Well, we all know that environmental sustainability does not only lie within these two. My question is, are there any moves from your government on the part of the people of Camarines Sur, like waste management or the more responsible population of your province in terms of taking care of those planted trees and aquaculture that you have embarked in your government?
Thank you for your question. Actually, 4 months pa lang po ako nakaupo bilang gobernador. At nung nakaraang Setyembre po, ay nagkaroon kami ng massive coastal cleanups in 86 coastal barangays sa aming probinsya. So doon pa lang po, nagsimula na po kami. Sa El Verde movement po, nandun po yung recycle, and we will give you books, notebooks, and pencils. So yun po yun sa school level. On a province level, lagi ko pong kausap ang aming provincial director, ang Army, na makapagtulungan sa paglilinis ng aming mga kapaligiran sa probinsya po ng Camarines Sur. Naghigpit po kami sa Sagip Kalikasan ng aming LGU initiative sa pagbabantay ng mga illegal lagi sa aming probinsya. So at habang pong idle po sila, sinisigurado ko po na they encourage cleaning ups in our province. Lalong-lalo na po in the barangay level, yun nga po, nagkaroon kami ng 86 barangays coastal cleanups. Ito po ay parang National Cleanup Day po ito nung nakaraang September. So, simple na po lang po ito. Marami pa po kaming gagawin sa aming probinsya. And if you have suggestions, maybe I can talk to you on how to have better cleanup movements. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Governor. We'll take the 2 questions.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, our next question is for Miss Bianca Gonzalez from a student from TIP Manila.
And then the other question is,
For Governor Migs, again from UP Diliman.
So, good afternoon, Miss Bianca.
Hi.
One of the distinctive characteristics of being a youth is that we are idealistic. And my question is there a youth organization focused on the greeneration of our country?
Is there, Lucille? Siyempre, di ko alam. I'm being very honest, but that's a great idea to work with. Hold on, Sorry. Sorry, we'll call Secretary. If you would be, actually, it's hard kasi before setting up anything like that, you'd want to make sure na may sasali. So if there is overwhelming feedback from this room alone na gusto niyo sumali, then we can definitely put something together.
We have several already, but this is the only organization in the youth that is really focused on climate change. Issues of climate change is no longer just about the environment. It also involves about health, agriculture. It's cross-sectoral. So this youth empowerment goes beyond just environment. It's also about education as well. So I'm really, really just so ecstatic that these 3 very substantive gentlemen and ladies are generous in their time to help us. Kaya ayoko na umakyat doon dahil baka wala lang. Basta that's it. Greeneration and youth. And again, I'll take this opportunity to thank Bianca, Migs, and Pai for being here today.
Thank you, Sec.
Thank you po.
All right, our last question, Ate Pebbles, is for Governor Migs from UP Diliman.
Di ba po dun sa El Verde, yung parang may scholarship pag nag-plant ng trees. Pero parang bakit kailangan may kapalit pa yung scholarship? Parang ba't kailangan mag-plant pa ng trees para magka-scholarship? May funds naman pala para magbigay ng scholarship.
Ang gusto po namin, hindi lang, ako po, I believe na spoon feeding is wrong. If you give a student 100%, 50% scholarship, baka hindi po siya mag-aral ng mabuti. Mas maganda na rin po yung 2 birds, 1 stone, na bibigyan mo siya ng scholarship, makakatulong ka sa pamilya niya, sa kinabukasan ng bata, and at the same time, we are doing our part in saving our environment. Climate change po, totoo po to. Bagyong Yolanda, marami pa pong papunta. So kailangan po, we must act.
And ayun po,
Sorry, can I add? I have nothing to do with El Verde, but I would assume that if I was given a scholarship, it would be my honor to help plant trees and to be given a chance to do so. Yeah,
Hindi po.
so, yeah.
What if incapable yung bata and then hindi siya qualified kasi hindi siya makapag-plant ng tree, ganon?
Actually, in China, this is a law in China that every graduating student in China must plant 3 trees. Ano po yan? Batas po nila yan. So siguro naman, makahingi lang po ng konting itatanim, bigyan ng scholarship, okay na po yan na compensation. And tama po yung sinabi ni Bianca na sana po ang kabataan ngayon is very willing to help in terms of helping our environment. Dahil po, talaga po totoo ang mga problema ng ating nararanasan today.
Pero hindi lang naman po planting
Mayor-
trees yung diba, yung way para maka-help. Paano nga kung incapable,
Okay,
ganon?
here. What was your name?
Nina po.
Nina, that's a really good question, di ba? Paano nga naman kung hindi ka makakapagtanim ng puno? Kung wala ka sa capacity mo ang pagtatanim. But when you look at it like that and then you ask for scholarship, there are a lot of other outlets for any student to get scholarship. It's just when we talk about the example of Governor Migs, maganda po na with the cause, incentivize din. Kasi we want to also repay those students who are volunteering their hard work and effort and what they're doing with tree planting. Kasi hindi naman madali magtanim ng puno, di ba? With scholarships. Tama yun, no? So they get the scholarships after they help you replant. Is that correct? Okay.
We also ang incentive lang po yon, ang diniscuss ko lang po ay para sa El Verde program. We also have the provincial government scholarship program wherein yung mga incapable students po na hindi pwede magtanim, pwede po sila mag-take ng test. So yun yung compensation. So lahat po may compensation.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you very much
Thank
to our
you.
ambassadors. Before we let you go, we'd like to call on Secretary Lucille Sering for a very quick photo opportunity. Again, let's give our ambassadors a big round of applause. Thank you very much for taking the time to be with us and sharing your knowledge on climate change and your experiences on climate change.
Yan, marami ba kayong natutunan sa mga ambassadors natin? Ayan, so syempre para hindi lang tayong natututo tungkol sa mga sinabi nila, don't forget na i-tweet nyo yung mga important na mga quotes na sinabi nila and also use the hashtag. Ano yung hashtag natin? May gumagamit pa ng hashtag natin?
Okay pa ba tayo? Okay pa po? Okay pa, itaas nga ang left hand kung okay pa? Okay. Dahil ang susunod nating presenter, we are very honored to have her with us today because she is a very renowned journalist.
Yes. Sobrang sikat siya. Naging part siya ng CNN before.
Yes.
And she also became the head of the News and Current Affairs of ABS-CBN.
One of the biggest network, of course, other than GMA. We also have GMA earlier.
And now, sobrang groundbreaking ng inihead niya ngayon. Kasi lalo na habang sumisikat ang social media, na halos lahat tayo may access sa social media, naging access to na ngayon, naging avenue to para mag-propagate ng responsible journalism. Kilala niyo na ba siya?
So, handa na po ba tayo? Handa na po ba? In its commitment to enhance disaster preparedness and build climate change resilience of local government units and local communities, the Climate Change Commission and Rappler, one of the country's leading social news network, have partnered in developing a climate change adaptation and disaster risk reduction information platform that will use social media technology and crowdsourcing.
So ladies and gentlemen, let us all welcome Miss Maria Ressa, CEO and Executive Director of Rappler, to present Project Agos.
Thank you.
Bakit? Sino? Si Migs. Migs talaga, oh. Thank you. Thank you so much for asking me to speak to you today and tell you about what you can do. It is a lot of you here, and I just want to tell you that just the people in this room alone can make a huge difference. And I want to show you how. Ilang kayo ang merong Facebook page? Who has a Facebook page? Raise your hand. Raise your hand if you have a Facebook page. Meron bang walang Facebook page? Meron bang ano? Okay. And Twitter. Raise your hand if you have a Twitter account. Okay, excellent. You know, in our country, 94%, at least 94% of Filipinos on the internet are on Facebook. So Facebook is massive. Sorry, I feel I really want your attention for just a period of time. Because the new bayanihan, your bayanihan, there's a new technical term for it. It's called crowdsourcing. And with the internet and with social media, for your generation, that's crowdsourcing, bayanihan. So let me start with this. Let me just tell you about Rappler, and then let me tell you about the technological things you can do and how we can use them for climate change adaptation and disaster risk reduction. Let's go. Let's go to the first part. Rappler is just two words. It's a made-up word. Diba? How do you create something when it seems like everything is there already? And your generation will actually be able to do things that the people before you could not. Why? Because you're going to be working for people who know less than you do about social media. And social media is going to be a major disruptor for every single industry that we live in, that we're working with today. So let's look at, we decided we're just going to make up a word. That's what Rappler is. 2 years ago, it didn't exist. Rappler comes from the root words rap, to talk, plus ripple, to make waves. And it's just three things that come up. The first circle is something I've done since I think before you were born. I've been a journalist for almost 30 years now, and it's professional journalism. The second part, let's go to the second, is technology. Technology is changing your world, and if you haven't thought about it yet, you should, because the career you choose, the way you do anything, the way you stay in touch with your family, whether it's Skype or Facebook or your cell phone, is going to be affected by technology. And then the last circle is something that's really new. It's the wisdom of crowds is one way of saying it. Crowdsourcing is another. And this smack in the middle is where Rappler stands. So content creation, journalism. Let's go click one more. And it's these 4 ideas. Think about the 4 ideas and how you can use them. The first is content creation, the journalism, amplified by social media. If you notice, Rappler doesn't exist in the real world. Actually, if you found us on your Facebook feed. So social media amplification, social media crowdsources, which is our new form of bayanihan. How do you get the wisdom of crowds together? How do you get people working together to do something one person couldn't do? And then that crowdsourcing, when all of us do it together, it becomes the last part, the 4th part, big data. If you haven't yet heard of big data, I want to explain it to you a little bit because, again, it will change our world. And the sooner you learn about it, the more creative you can be about whatever career you choose or how you create new things as you get older. Social media leads to crowdsourcing. Crowdsourcing leads to big data. Let me show you that on Rappler. Next slide. So Rappler, this is the front page of Rappler on the Monday after Yolanda hit, November 11th. Friday, November 8th is when Yolanda hit, right? And you can see there's a mood meter with 8 emotions. You click how you feel, and then that goes somewhere else, and I'll show you what that means. But why November 11th? Because it's the first time we really saw the scope of the damage in Yolanda. Let's click one more. After you vote on the mood meter, and every story on Rappler has a mood meter, you click how you feel, and then it goes to something we call the mood navigator. This is something we call our user engagement model. It's a patented thing, and it leads to this up on top. That's the mood navigator, right? That's a mood navigator for one of the last days in May. This was during the Surrender Blast, and you can see what it does is it takes every single vote that's been placed in every mood meter, and it gives you in a 24-hour period, the mood of the day. On the day after the Surrender Blast, the Saturday after, the mood was sad. And you can see that story, the blast in Surrender, is the one in the center. It's the yellow circle. Yellow is afraid, and gray is sad, right? So that's one. But then what happens with all that data? When you vote on the mood meter, it becomes data. And when all of us vote together, it creates insight. Go down to the bottom. That's the month of May in moods. Those are your votes. And those votes show us that here at the bottom is the day, and then up on top are the moods, right? So it shows you that Pinoys were happy most of the time in May. Let's look at election day. It's the reason I chose May. On election day, Filipinos were very happy leading up to election day, but on election day, we became very angry. We became angry because of the slow pace of votes, the vote results coming in, right? So that's on May 13th. And then look further down when the winners were announced for the Senate. We were very, very happy. That's the big spike of green. And then let's go to the end of May. Something happened at the end of May that made Pinoys angry, red, and annoyed, purple. Do you remember what happened at the end of May after elections? That thing at the end, that's right there. On that day, that was the day the story of Vice Ganda and Jessica Soho came out, and people were really angry. So you get an idea. Once that crowdsourced vote on the mood meter is aggregated into the mood navigator, you can then show the movement of moods and the events that made our society feel the way they did. What else can you do with it? Let's go to the next slide. This is big data. You're on social media. The actions you take becomes part of big data. More than 10 million photos are uploaded every hour. In the hours that you've spent here, tens of millions of photos have already been uploaded. And we click a like button or leave a comment nearly 3 billion times per day. Let's look at YouTube. YouTube has 800 million monthly users, and they upload over an hour of video every second. So the seconds that I speak, every second, you have an hour of video. It's impossible to go through all of this. That's why we're calling it big data. And then the last part, Twitter. What does Twitter look like? This is the growth. The number of tweets grows around 200% a year, and by last year, by 2012, it exceeded 400 million tweets a day. So pag nagtitweet kayo, yun, you're joining that 400 million tweets. What can you do with this big data? This is what got me excited, that we can apply this in different ways. Let's look at what was done in 2012. Next slide. This is something that was done by the UN, OCHA. OCHA working with the Digital Humanitarian Network, which is a purely volunteer organization, and working with every Filipino who tweeted during Pablo PH. Do you remember in December of 2012, the worst typhoon around the world hit the Philippines in 2012. It was also a Category 5 storm, and there were all these tweets. People tweeted. And what this group did, what we all did, is we used a unified hashtag, and then that unified hashtag, the UN said, why don't we take all of that and have volunteers analyze it, which we did. Digital Humanitarian Network was something that was put together by a man named Patrick Meyer. And look what they did. They took every tweet from the Philippines and they not only geotagged it, so you figured out where it was, they categorized it, and then they mapped it. So it looks like this. Let's look at the next slide. More than 20,000 tweets mapped in 12 hours. While Pinoys were sleeping, people in Europe, New York, in Doha were mapping for us. So what happened in 2013? Here's what happened in 2013. Next slide. That's what Yolanda looks like from outer space. Hakatakot, di ba? Dun lang, di ba? So when we were looking at this, Move PH, which is working with Zach Yuson, by that point, we were already working with Patrick Meyer and the Digital Humanitarian. And we were preparing a global digital humanitarian effort. And what we said is, let's work together. So we were putting together things here in the Philippines, in Doha, in France, in Germany, in London. There were lots of volunteers working for free to help us before the storm even hit. Let's look at what it looked like on the ground. These are some of the worst pictures of what happened. And you knew it was going to be bad because, again, I've been a journalist longer than you've been born, longer than you've been living, but I have never been out of touch with any large swath of land, of cities and towns, for more than a few hours. It was more than 24 hours where we knew nothing from that area that was affected. And when the first pictures started coming out on Saturday morning, it was devastating. And for us in Rappler, it was very difficult because I sent a team of 2 people. Let's go to the next slide. Paterno Esmaquel and Franz Lopez. Paterno is a reporter. Franz was his cameraman. We sent them, and Thursday night before, so Yolanda hit 8:30 in the morning on Friday morning. Thursday at 11:30 p.m., we were still in touch with them, and we knew that they were okay, they were doing stories. But when Yolanda hit at 8:30, we didn't hear from them at all. Nothing. And it meant if you're the manager of a person you didn't hear from, you go crazy. And I started thinking, okay, what are we gonna do? Our managers started coming together. Well, how bad is it? We knew it was bad because of the lack of information, no one knew. Imagine, go back, by Typhoon Pablo, which was the worst in 2012, within 3 hours or so, we had helicopter video of the most affected areas. By 24 hours, there was still no word from this whole large area that was affected. And we had no word from Paterno and Franz. By early Saturday morning, we started looking at options. We sent in one of our guys with DSWD and with the C-130 that landed on the ground. What he told us was devastating because he was devastated. He said that they couldn't even get out of the airport. The roads were so broken. There were hundreds of bodies on the road. He described something that looked like hell. And there I was, still worried about our team. You know where they went? I forgot to tell you that part. They went near the area where the Yolanda first hit land. They went to Borongan, which is right near Giwan. Right? So they were there. Rupert Ambil, who goes in for Rappler Saturday morning, describes fear, the stench of death, anarchy. And by Sunday, we were already trying to figure out how are we going to find these guys. By land, we didn't know the state of the road. We didn't know whether security would allow us to bring people in. By ship, it would take more than 36 hours to actually get them, to try to find them, and we didn't know where they were. By helicopter, I started making calls to helicopters, and we set it up so a chopper would come in to Borongan, except we couldn't reach them to tell them a chopper was going to come in to pick them up. By Sunday, we knew. GMA 7 told us, huy, nakita na namin sila. Ay, salamat, buhay sila. Diba? So they're alive. But we didn't hear from these two up until Tuesday morning. And by Sunday, we had a chopper ready to go pick them up, but we couldn't contact them. Our experience is nothing compared to what the people in Tacloban and in Giwan lived through. But it's only a fraction of what you feel when disaster strikes. By the time we found them, Tuesday, finally, we sent their photos, these pictures. Cute sila di ba? We sent them to everyone, the police, DSWD, the military, but it was very disorganized. Finally, telcos, they opened a signal and we were able to reach them. And they were taking a Roro and they were taking a bus back to Manila. So we saw them on Wednesday. By Wednesday, when I saw them come into the office, I didn't know whether I was going to choke them or hug them. Kasi grabe, di ba? I want to show you the first video they came back with so you have an idea of the extent. They came back with this video. Let's watch it.
Dito, tiba, dito ligid.
Nawagan ako sa akong mga kamag-anak, akong mga kapatid, akong anak nandoon sa Manila. Ay, mahukod ba kay Baruhira din Hindi pa alam. Nandito akong tatay na ipitan. Bato, malaking bato, hindi alam na.
Kasi nandun po sa Manila
Nandun na sa Manila, hindi alam yun nga. Naipit ng iyang tatay.
Anong panawagan niyo po sa asawa po ninyo?
Gusto ko lang ipaalam sa kanya na kahit anong tawag niya sa amin, hindi niya kami makontak kami ng mga pamilya ko. Kasi wala ngayon, hindi ko po alam kung kailan magkakasignal at saka wala na kami mga cellphone. Wala na kami makontak, matawagan.
Gusto kong manawagan kay presidente na makarating talaga itong istorya dito sa kanya. Alam ko na hindi lang itong tinamaan. Yan talaga ang ko. Panalangin na makarating sa kanya. Dahil gusto kong matulungan ang mga kapatid ko, kawawa sila.
Parang nakaasa na lang po kami sa mga taong tutulong talaga sa amin. Yung mga taong may malasakit, yung mga taong may awa sa amin. Doon na lang po talaga kami aasa sa tulong nila.
They edited this on the bus and pinadali nila while they were still on the bus on the way to Manila. When we heard that they were okay, our managing editor, my good friend Glenda Gloria, actually cried. You know, it's hard when you don't know what's happened. And that's not, their family, but it's different. So you have an extent of how difficult that can be. Let me show you what you can do and what you can do with social media. These are some of the things that Rappler is working on. The first is tweets with Crisis Tracker. I want to show you what Crisis Tracker looks like. You know when you tweet something, you think it just goes out there? Let's go to the live Crisis Tracker page. Let's go to the map. Can we go to the map? Okay, can you clear that? So these are all the tweets from Giwan. But the thing with Crisis Tracker is it was created by a guy named Jacob Roxstadius. He was the man who created something called Ushahidi, which was used in Kenya and in Haiti. Now he's working with us in the Philippines. He created this for us. And if you look here, you can see Giwan, but let's go look at another place. Let's look at another marker. Let's look at Tacloban. What it does is it pulls all the tweets that are geotagged to that area. So go, click Tacloban, and that's exactly where it is. Oh, Basi. So these are all the tweets from Basi. Can you give me Tacloban if you can find it? Oh, wala. Kasi wala ngang So that's actually the main problem that we had. So it was everyone around. Let's look at Hernani, the surrounding towns. Go ahead and click another place, Doms. And then you can see it change. This is where my boys were, where our guys were, right? They were in Borongan. That's every tweet. And if you can scroll down that list, you will see every tweet that came from or mentioned Borongan. So your tweet from Manila, we can find you through that. Then there's another part of this crisis tracker that's interesting. Let's go to the stories. Let's look at the stories. When you look at the stories, these bubbles that are there, you can actually see this. You can find this on Rappler, but you can see that if you click one of the bubbles, click a bubble, please. It'll give you every single, go in the middle of the page. Nope, this one. Here, click that one. Yeah. And when you click that, you'll see every single tweet that's related to that tweet. So it makes it very easy to find things, right? You can pull it up on the side. That's Crisis Tracker. That will be mobilized when we hit a storm. So when you tweet, and there are many things you can do with hashtag RescuePH if you need it, right? So these are parts of Project Agos, which is what we launched. So you can see every tweet that's geotagged to that. Let's go to the next slide. There's a lot more, but you can explore this on your own. You can find it on Rappler. Okay, so you have the crisis tracker. This was the crisis map that was done by Patrick along with Move PH. So what Move did is Move was working with DSWD and with you, whoever was tweeting hashtag RescuePH. And we were creating a Google Doc that we shared with Patrick's group. He's in Doha. There was another group in London, and another group in Germany, and another group in France. And what they did, they call themselves digital humanitarians, is they started to map it. They started to collate it. So you can see at a glance, and this is something that was being used by the UN to try to figure out where are the areas that need help. This is what it looked like on the Rappler website. Next slide. On the Rappler website, we were more specific. We wanted people to tweet hashtag RescuePH if you need to be rescued. We've tried it in the last 4 times that we've had weather disturbances, and it works because the first responders, OCD, the PNP, the AFP, they actually take it and they respond. They have their own way and they tell us, and then we can respond right back. But if you're online and the flood happened at SMX or near SMX, take out your cell phone and you can actually put it in yourself and you can vote it up or vote it down. So you have rescue mapping. That's another initiative. Next one. This is called crowdsourcing, right? Our bayanihan. Then we started putting together what do people need. Kasi ang dami, pero iba-iba. GMA7 will write about its efforts. Sagip Ka Pamilya, ABS-CBN will write about its efforts. The Red Cross will write. What about let's put them all together in one place so that kung gusto mong tumulong, nandito silang lahat. And then we categorized it by city, and it's there. You can catalog the relief needs, and you can also look for where to volunteer if you want to volunteer. Next slide. Crowdsourcing, remember? Bayanihan. We asked the online world to map relief operations and relief needs, and they did. They mapped where things were going. So we were able to actually see the flow of goods or not see the flow of goods. You know, of course, by the 5th day, there were still no real organized way of getting food and water to the victims, right? But the people online bayanihan, ibang klase siya. They were mapping relief operations and relief needs. DSWD was putting it directly into action. DSWD had its own live crowdsourced map with us. It was working. Next slide. Siyempre, walang communications. Yun yung pinakamahirap sa lahat. So we asked people. The telcos will tell you. Smart and Globe said it's on. Our guy was in Tacloban, hindi naman siya on eh. So we asked people to map saan merong signal. And that's what they did, and it worked. Diba? So crowdsourcing again, you can see it at a glance. Next slide. And finally, our team decided, Paterno, He spent 2 days in Manila when they arrived, and then he went back. We decided to go back by land. We brought in an IP satellite van so that you can have broadband over a small group of an area. And we use that to start to ask people to map where the roads are okay para makadaan ng sasakyan, and where the infrastructure, where basically does it have electricity. Those are still the key things. And people did. It works. Crowdsourcing is real-time information that it would take weeks before our government infrastructure can get the information to you. But if each of us, on our own, in different parts of the Philippines, work together to do it, we'll see it within 20 minutes. It's amazing, etong bayanihan na to. Next slide. This I love because one of the huge needs was just that. You can't reach the person you love or your friend or your family, right? So you go crazy in Manila or in Hong Kong or in London. So what one of our guys did, he's our data scientist, Russ Shepard, he contacted Google and he said, Google, let's work together to actually make the people finder accessible to the people on the ground. So we got the coding from the back end and we were able to list it and give it to DSWD. It worked with the DSW list. But remember, Facebook has a facial recognition system. And if you're my friend, if you are looking for someone and the person you're looking for is your friend, when you see the picture on my page, it will tell you that that person's been identified. So we asked Facebook to open this up to us, and they did. And they actually sent people to come help code this. So what you see is a search bar on Rappler. These pictures of the people there are the ones in Tacloban who are still trying to reach their family. Zach Yuson, and he's here somewhere, he went with the team and he started taking photos of them and started uploading them onto Facebook. This page sits on Facebook and it's connected to Google Person Finder. So when we find somebody, when somebody says, this is my daughter, both Google Person Finder, the DSWD list, and the Facebook facial recognition kicks in. That's very cool. It's something new technology can do. It's something we can use, and it's also with your help, because all of this is crowdsourced, except for Zach, who really had to go and snap a photo of hundreds of people who are in the hospital or waiting for relief goods on the line. You can see they're still smiling, but they want to reach out, and we can help. Bayanihan. Okay, let me take you to Project Agos itself. This is Project Agos. Let's go to the live site. What is it? It's the first time globally where you have top-down government structure. CCC, Secretary Lucille Sering, working with OCD, with every single top-down structure in government, right? Working with bottom-up civic engagement. Tayo, if all of us get online to help the government, and why should we not help? Kasi naman we're all in this together, we will do something that's never been done globally. And that's exactly what Agos is. On this page, you can just see, you'll see this, it's on Rappler, but at the top, there's 3 links, before, during, and after. You've got to prepare, respond, and recover. Under prepare, the maps, the hazard maps are there. Do you live in an area that's vulnerable? Diba? Do you need to, if you're being evacuated to another place, you can check whether that place is in a vulnerable area. Help yourself. Help the government help you. Help your family help you. If your father or your mother doesn't know about the hazard map, tell them about it. Then after that, let's go to the respond. The respond page, go ahead and click. And when you go to the respond page, you'll see whatever the live map is that's being crowdsourced right then. And you can see these are some of it. Let's go back to the slide na lang, Doms. Oh, there you go. Oh, go back. It clicked. He blew it apart. There's the map. And this is where relief operations are ongoing now. This is done in conjunction. This is DSWD mapping it. DSWD is very systematic in this. But you cannot give out aid if security and roads aren't in place. And that's part of the challenge now. So let's go under-prepare. You have all of the things you can do, plus the stories that are there. Then during the disaster, you have all of the things I showed you earlier. Bayanihan, the crowdsourced maps, information that we can help. And then the last part is relief, rescue, relief. What are you going to do with it? Okay, let's go back to the slide. Those are things that you can look at. They're things that we've created for you. We're working with Secretary Sering and the Climate Change Commission, all the other national government groups. As you know, as I know, it's not enough what's being done. And everyone in this room is actually a multiplier. If you help, we will get one step closer to helping save lives. That's what it means now. I'm sure you heard we're the third most disaster-prone country in the world. Why is Rappler so interested in this? Because reality is, if we don't help, we will die. It's that simple. We need to work on this now. Metro Manila, where we're standing, the storm surge will hit us here. Metro Manila is the second most disaster-prone city in the world, vulnerable to climate change. So let's go to the next one. This is what I want to end with, right? There's stories in all of this because real people like you and me are affected by what's going on with the climate change around the world. As our team went back to Tacloban, I asked them to do something simple. Not something formal like journalism, but to just keep a blog of what they felt. And that's what this is, The Long Road to Tacloban. I want to just read to you what Paterno S. Maquel, the reporter who was missing for 4 days with Franz Lopez. I want to read to you what he blogged. Because to me, this is what we want Project Agos to do. He said, I took this road 2 days ago on the way back to Manila. I traveled with our cameraman, Franz Lopez, after being stranded in typhoon-hit eastern Samar for 4 days. Because of Yolanda, we had no cell phone signals or internet there. Isolated from the rest of the world, we saw almost nothing but tears, destruction, hunger, and death. Now we're covering Tacloban and surrounding areas. I pray for the grace to help the people we meet. I pray for the strength, intellect, and heart to do justice to their stories. And I pray for stories that inspire and uplift, that bring hope and not only despair. Please pray with us as we make this long journey. I hope we can help you too in any way. Amen. This is Project Agos. It is our collective prayer, and you are a huge part of it. Please join us. Thank you.
All right, guys. We could accommodate 2 questions for Miss Maria Ressa. Do you have any? From the high school
We will
or
be
the college?
entertaining 2 questions for Miss Maria Ressa. Jules, we have one over there.
All right. From PUP. All right, what's your name?
Roxy po.
Hi, Rox.
I would just like to ask if there's Project Agos, I would like to ask, aside from tweeting and posting on Facebook, how could us young people or the younger generation contribute or help in sharing more of Project Agos? And what else can we do?
Thank you for asking. First of all, what you do on Facebook will have tremendous ripples. I actually just got back from a Countering Violent Extremism symposium in Australia, and one post of one man rippled 10 million times. So if you think about all of us in the room together, right? Your friends, along with your friends, along with your friends, if we actually spread that information, we will be able to help save lives. Why? Just like, let's look at what happened in Compostela Valley in 2012. In Compostela Valley, the people were evacuated to an area that was basically a danger zone. But if we knew that, if we were aware of it, we could share that with each other and it would reach the people who were affected. So I guess I'm saying the first thing is, I am not DSWD, nor are you. We're not the AFP. We need them to do their jobs, but I think we can do more. Just being us. So without even leaving your room, when a disaster happens, before a disaster happens, educate yourself. That's the first step. It's actually our knowledge base that's missing. And there are lots of other things in Project Agos you can see. But aside from that, the first step I would do, please help your families. Look at the hazard maps and look at where you live. And find out if where you live is in a hazard area. And when you find that, find where the safest area is. So at the very least, you know that. Local government and national government will be trying to get that information to you, but let's meet them halfway. That's the first. The second thing is, all of the rescue operations are listed. And if you want to go beyond just being a digital humanitarian, you can. We need people, all of the different groups need people to repack goods. The SWD asks for tens of thousands of people to pack goods. You have GMA, you have ABS, you have many different private sector groups, the Red Cross, all asking you for volunteers. I'm just saying that crowdsourcing, this online bayanihan, is all about taking just one small step. And that small step can happen while you're sitting in your chair. Something you can do now. You don't have to be 5 years older. You don't have to be a professional. As a student, you can already help. And so you know, the best work in this type of thing have been done by students. In Haiti, during the earthquake in Haiti, it was Tufts University in the United States that actually did a lot of the work, the volunteer work that helped the Haitians deal with their earthquake. We in the Philippines, we have a very engaged young population. You know, we're so young, 23 years old is our median age. So, off the scale na ako, pero kayo, you're just getting to that median age. So you can do something now, even before you graduate.
All right,
Does that answer?
thank you, ma'am.
Thank
Last
you, ma'am.
two questions.
Ma'am, if you may, we'll get the questions first and then...
Okay. A question from CSA Makati.
Good afternoon, Ms. Ressa. I'm Danica Cortez from CSA Makati. You were saying a while ago that students have the best. Students have the best of make the best work so far. Would you be open to making some sort of would you say a page for teens or for young adults on Rappler, wherein we'll be the one to be making the stories, we'll be the one gathering the pictures? Would you be open to that sometime in the future?
Absolutely. In fact, you already kind of de facto, there's a section under Move PH. Students are doing great work right now. You don't have to wait to graduate. You don't have to be a professional. This is what our world is today. Your point of view is as important because it's where you are, it's where you live. And other people, it resonates with other guys your age, right? Let me give you an example. There's a Yolanda Bureau that was created by a professor and her students who left Manila to go to Iloilo because they felt that traditional media wasn't covering the areas that were hardest hit, that traditional media was too focused on Tacloban, that there weren't enough looking at these other areas that were also badly hit. So what did they do? They took students, journalism students, and they went there and they created their own bureau, and they're supplying not just Rappler, they're supplying other news groups. So yes, absolutely. Your question about do you want There's Zach Yuson, who runs Move PH. He's in the back. Talk to him. We'd love it.
All right, last
Okay,
question,
last
ma'am,
question.
from UP Diliman.
Hello ma'am, I'm Ian from UP Diliman. Ma'am, na-establish naman po natin na sobrang open nga po ng social media as a form of communication. And marami po siyang entry point, Facebook, Twitter, kanya-kanyang mga social media accounts. Pero ma'am, gusto ko lang po itanong sana, paano naman po natin na ma-manage yung pag-feed, pagpasok po ng mga data, information na hindi po nakakatulong, yung disadvantageous po sa condition natin at sa current situation po natin. Meron din po bang mechanism kayo po sa Rappler para i-address po yung ganong issue? And kung may experiences po kayo, might as well share na din po. Salamat.
I'll start micro and then go macro, no? In your networks, so when you see someone on Facebook, and daming trolls said, diba? You all remember the guy who was in Channel 7's video, Chris Lau. He wasn't informed, right? During our Social Good Summit 2 years ago, it was the first time he spoke about it, and he was so devastated by how people treated him that he thought about committing suicide. We can be mean on social media, but you know how you stop it? When you see someone being a bully, have the courage to stand up and stop them. It takes one. And if you and your friends see someone treating someone poorly, bullying someone, stand up. That's the first policing. We need to stand up. And ito, what I'm seeing on social media is that our culture is actually changing. You guys are far more vocal on social media than you are in real life sometimes. Our values are being changed because of that, because people say what they think, and that's good to a degree. But when someone is hurting someone else, have the courage to stand up and stop it. That's the first test for us. On a big picture scale, and this is something we do in Rappler, when we're talking big data, there's a lot of bad information that's there, but if you have 100 inputs, right? If you only have 100 inputs, if someone throws 10 bad things in it, it makes your sample bad. But if you have 10 million inputs, even if 200 are bad, it washes out. It's about scaling. You know, the bad things that people put in will be overcome if we scale in a good way. And that's part of why I want to talk to you today. You will determine how useful or how useless social media will be in the Philippines. So far, it's been useful because we're so interconnected with each other. Your generation can do things with this that my generation only dreamed about. But you must have the courage to police it yourself and to actually act on it. We can do things now we couldn't before, and it's both in the micro and in the macro. Learn the technology. Technology can help.
Thank you very much, Ms. Maria Ressa of Rappler. And as she mentioned, it is very important that we get familiarized, we be familiarized with different kinds of the hazards in our communities, and at the same time, we tap technologies and our creativity in identifying these hazards. That's why it is very timely that the Climate Change Commission has partnered with an organization in a competition.
So to launch the Greeneration Maptastic contest, may we call on Mr. Miguel Meñez of the International Organization of Migration Philippines. Let's give him a warm round of applause.
Hello. Hi, good afternoon everyone. Ano, kamusta kayo? Okay pa? Yeah? Are you sure? Yeah? Okay. All right. So again, my name is Miguel Meñez from the International Organization for Migration. And I'd like to tell you about the Greeneration and Maptastic Creative Mapping Contest that will be starting in partnership with the CCC before the end of the year. But before that, I want to talk about one of my childhood idols. Next slide. Next slide, please. Okay, so, does this image remind you of anyone? Kilala niyo ba to? Sino? Sino siya? Captain America? Hindi, no. Ano? Captain Planet, yeah, exactly. So, may mga ka-age pala ako dito. So, this is Captain Planet, and next slide. The people next to him, do you remember what they're called? The Planeteers. Oh, tama. Okay, so the Planeteers. So together, they fought against people who tried to ruin the environment. Tapos si Captain Planet, actually medyo mahina siya kasi konting pollution lang or trash, nangihina na siya. But I really enjoyed watching this show when I was young. I remember at the end of every episode, meron silang small segment where they would show you practical things that you could do in your own life to reduce your impact on the environment. So an example of that is using sponges instead of paper towels to dry things off, or repairing your clothes instead of using them. So from Captain Planet and his friends, I learned a lot of things, like, next slide. I learned about recycling, next slide, conservation, and next slide, and other ideas on environmental protection. It was probably the first time that I encountered these ideas when I was young. So even better, I learned that I don't need superpowers to make changes in my life for the better of the environment. What I do need, though, is education. I need to know about things like climate change, global warming, and other issues. So that's the idea that the Greeneration and Maptastic creative mapping contest builds on. Next slide, please. That education is important, because how are we going to change our behavior if we don't know about these things? So next slide. The contest will invite groups of high school students. May mga high school student ba dito? I know a lot of you are from college. Meron ba? Raise your hand. I just want to see how many. Okay. Oh, yun. All of them? Oh, so marami rin. Okay. And we will ask them to make creative maps of their barangays. Next slide, please. So we want you to tell us about the cool things that you can find in your communities, and more importantly, the parts of your community that might be affected by climate change hazards. So aside from having you make a nice map of your community, we'll have you also write an essay telling us about yung vulnerabilities ng communities, yung strengths, and if your community is already doing something on climate change mitigation or adaptation. Tas kung wala, you yourselves can suggest to us what your community can do to act. So why is this useful? First, by going through the actual mapping process, the students are exposed to ideas of climate change and other climate change issues. And second, the map that you create can be used as an awareness tool by your community. So you could hang it up in school or around your barangay to help expose people to these ideas. Next slide. So we'll be partnering with teachers and cooperating with LGU officials to help us with the competition. We're going to be coursing the information through your schools, through high schools, as well as some educational materials so that you'd be more informed about the issue. And we'll be coordinating with mga LGU official to help validate the maps, to help verify that everything that's there is true. And once this is done, next slide, a panel of judges will select the best map based on accuracy, creativeness, and relevance. And of course, the winners will receive a special prize. Next slide. So that's the contest in a nutshell. We look forward to seeing some really creative maps, some really good submissions. So just stay tuned. We'll be starting the contest through schools by the end of the year. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Menyes. Information will be posted at the website and social media accounts of the Climate Change Commission.
And at this point, we will be entertained by talented performers from the Youth for Environment and Schools Organization, or YESO, of the Infant Jesus Montessori Center, Dasmariñas, Cavite. Let's give them a warm round of applause. So while we're waiting again, Greeneration 2013 is presented to us by the Climate Change Commission in cooperation with the Commission on Higher Education and the Department of Education, with the support from the United Nations Development Program, United States Agency for International Development, GIZ Philippines, Globe Telecom, SM Cares, International Organization for Migration, and Rappler.
Okay pa po ba tayo? Alert pa po ba? Chichay? Okay pa, naalala pa nila. Kokoy. Okay. Sabi niya, ano nga ba yun? Ayan. And we will be witnessing a performance po of a group that volunteered to the Climate Change Commission. They wanted to showcase their talent because they have been performing in several radio stations already, and they are singing several different environmental songs.
So while we're waiting, gaya ng sinabi kanina, no, lahat tayo na participants dito, it would be best kung i-echo natin yung mga natutunan natin dito sa mga schools natin. Just like one delegation, do we have representatives from PLM here? PLM? Are you guys here? Pamantasan ng lungsod ng Maynila?
Over
there. Ayan. So, I got your text na meron nga kayong gagawing event about climate change. So, that's good. Sana lahat din ng mga high schools and universities, gumawa rin kayo ng mga sarili ninyong mga projects na ibababa ninyo sa mga schools ninyo kung ano natutunan nyo dito. Alright?
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we have with us the performers from Infant Jesus Montessori Center.
Infant Jesus Montessori Center Youth for Environment in Schools Organization, or the IJMCSO, is an environmental student organization committed to nature preservation through knowledge and student empowerment. Our mission is to increase youth awareness on various environmental issues through social networking and be one with other environmental units with similar aspiration, to create and organize a range of projects and advocacy that would address the different ecological challenges, and to take the necessary actions that will guarantee a safe and viable Earth for future generation. So without further ado, please welcome the IJMC YESO Apolaki.
Gising na o kaibigan, mundo na't pangalagaan, ating iligtas, kinakalikasan sa kapahamakan. Huwag na tayong mag-alinlangan, bagkus tayo'y magtulungan. Ating kapaligiran ay mahalin at pangalagaan. Gising na o kaibigan, mundo na't pangalagaan, kaya ating iligtas, kalikasan sa kapahamakan. Huwag na tayong mag-alinlangan, bagkus tayo'y magtulungan. Ating kapaligiran ay mahalin at pangalagaan. Hindi mo IJMCSO.
Ito pong susunod namin kakantahin, binabagatan naming pagbago. And we dedicate this song to Greeneration Summit. Kulay luntian ang kapaligiran. At dati napakaraming puno sa kagubatan. Ngunit anong nangyari? Unti-unti itong nawawala. Bakit nung nangyari kalikasan ay nasira? Kumilos na magkaisa tayo't magsama-sama tungo sa pagbabago na hinahangad. Iwasan na mga hindi tama na sistema. Dating kagandahan, ibalik natin ngayon na mga ilog dahilan, walang basura. Hindi ba mga hayop dati namumuhay ng masagana? Ngunit ang
Thank you so much to Youth for Environment in Schools Organization, or YESO, of the Infant Jesus Montessori Center from Dasmariñas, Cavite. Bigyan natin sila muli na isang masigabong palakpakan. Sobrang inspiring, Ate Pebbles, ng song nila, no? Especially at their age, na sobrang young pa. Pero yung passion nila towards the advocacy, sobrang nakikita mo sa kanila.
From the heart talaga yung pagkanta nila, di ba? So mararamdaman mo yung message as young as they are, they already know how to take care of the environment and the problems that our environment right now is facing.
And Ate Pebbles, sila pala ang gumawa ng dalawang kantang yun.
Wow. Isang palakpakan
Sobrang
ulit
ganda.
para sa ating performers. Very talented.
Very inspiring. Ang galing, no?
Ang galing. Now, we come to a part, a while ago, we were able to listen to GMA and of course to Rappler. And this really shows that the media really plays a crucial role in effectively disseminating correct information on climate change and disaster.
Definitely, that is why we are recognizing journalists in the Philippines on their outstanding coverage of climate-related issues and critical role in promoting awareness of climate change through the production of engaging and eye-opening news and current affairs reports.
The Climate Change Media Awards has 5 categories: Climate Change Adaptation Awards, Climate Change and Energy Awards, Climate Change and Nature Awards, Climate Change and Disaster Awards, and Climate Change Photo Awards.
So at this point, may we call on Secretary Lucille and Assistant Secretary Joycelyn A. Goco of CCC and Ms. Imelda Abano of the Philippine Network of Environmental Journalists to join us on stage for the awarding.
So may we invite our Secretary and of course our Assistant Secretary Joy Goco to help us in awarding our outstanding journalists. We are doing this initiative because the Climate Change Commission has the mandate to oversee information dissemination on climate change. That's why we wanted to influence our media and capacitate them to better understand what climate change really is and what climate change adaptation and mitigation are. Here are our winners for Climate Change and Nature Awards.
Our first awardee is an inspiring feature TV production showing how communities in typhoon-hit areas like Camotes Islands in the Visayas cope with the changing climate through planting mangroves and indigenous ways on how to protect themselves from calamities. Congratulations, Sagip Kalikasan by the UNTV team.
That is Sagip Kalikasan by the UNTV team. For our second category, Climate Change Adaptation Awards. His story captures the transformation of the communities from culture-based agriculture to a sustainable and ecologically friendly farming practice. Ladies and gentlemen, our winner for this category, Watershed Protection Through Sustainable Farming by Jeffrey Tupas of newsdesk.com based in Davao City.
Now, our next category is the Climate Change and Disaster Awards. Our awardee,
Her multimedia report showed the nuances of displacement due to flooding and extreme weather events, and what kind of improvements should the government explore in crafting solutions and responses to this problem. Our awardee is Losing Homes and Hopes, taking a critical look at policies for climate refugees by Purple Romero of Rappler.
Congratulations! And for the last category, Climate Change Photo Awards. His photo captured the devastating impact of Typhoon Bongfa at the coastal village in Talisay, Cebu on the lives and properties of people living there. Waves Wrecked Seaside Village by Victor Quintanar of Demotics Newswire based in Cebu City is our winner.
Again, thank you very much and congratulations to all our winners.
May we invite our other winners to join us here on stage for a quick photograph, photo opportunity. Picture taking with our Secretary and ASEC, and of course with the President of the Philippine Network of Environmental Journalists, Ms. Imelda Abano.
Again, the Climate Change Media Awards honor journalists in the Philippines on their outstanding coverage of climate-related issues and critical role in promoting awareness of climate change through the production of engaging and eye-opening news, features, and current affairs reports.
And other than this awards, actually we will be having a workshop on climate change adaptation for our media persons. Again, thank you very much and congratulations.
Alright, so at this point, ladies and gentlemen, may we again request Secretary Lucille Sering to stay on stage and further challenge us in planning and acting on climate change. Friends, our Greeneration champion. Once again, Secretary Lucille Sering.
Hola. Hola, chicos. Lobat. I need to hear a good palakpak. Ano yun? Chichay? Yep. Very good, attentive. Pinagsama niyo yung chichay, tsaka si Chiquito. Anyway, first of all, and last of all, thank you all so much for being here. Now, somebody asked me, then what's next, right? There's a lot of journalist students who are here. I said, what happened to the previous generation you had? You know what happened? Mga estudyante na nag-create ng kanilang Greeneration, a use for the environment. Meron na rin mga journalists in schools, papers na nag-create ng special column. We hope to also see that in your own schools. We need you because we cannot be anywhere else all the time or all the time. So sana, mag-commit kayo na kung anong natutunan ninyo, isi-share nyo rin sa iba. Dahil naniniwala ako, kahit anumang sabihin ko dito, mas maganda pa rin kung kaibigan ko ang magkikwento. Right? Can I hear yes, please? Yes. Over here? Yes. Merienda. Lunch. Merienda. A harder yes. Yes? Yes. Dito. Yes. Okay, you're now married to me. Wow, dami. Now, before we go, I want to recognize the schools are here. And I want to hear a loud yes. Okay. I want to see you. Stand up and be recognized. Angeles University Foundation. Ang dami. Isa. Again. Repeat. Okay? Angeles University Foundation. Palakpakan nyo naman. Ang layo kaya ng Angeles. Saan nga ba to? Sa may Cebu? Ay, saan nga? Pampanga. I know naman. Okay. Another one. Angeles City National High School. Round of applause to our friends. Arellano University. One more. Arellano University. Yes. Assumption College, Antipolo. Nasa toilet daw. Be make-up retouch. Okay. Assumption College, where are you? Okay. Baliwag University from Bulacan. Thank you for coming. College of the Holy Spirit, Manila. Spirit na lang talaga. Nasaan ba? Spirit? Oh, there you are. Thank you. Colegio de San Agustin, Makati or Manila? Okay, again. Colegio de San Agustin, Makati, where are you? Please stand up. Please stand up and be recognized. Round of applause, please, from our high school students. Napakalayo po nila. Mas mabilis pa mag-eroplano kaysa sumakay ng sasakyan sa tindi ng traffic, di ba? College of Immaculate Conception. I don't hear yes. Again. College of Immaculate Conception. Oo na nga lang kung hindi kaya ang yes. De La Salle University. Yes, that's my alma mater. Wala? Asan ang Lasal? Ang layo din kasi ng Lasal eh. From here, ano? Malayong malayo. Friends of the Seven Lake Foundation. I have to give a special mention to this group. They're always present. Please stand up and be recognized. Saan nga ba yung Seven Lakes? San Pablo. Okay? They're very involved kasi San Pablo is also one of the critical area, especially the Laguna Lake. Yes, organization. Wag na kayo mag-yes. I just want to know where you are. Yes, organization. I think the kids who performed earlier. Infant. Anong term nun? Kinabog ko si Secretary Siring. Kabog. Thank you. Well done. Kayo ba yung Yeah, I really enjoyed that, no? So much to learn. Tumaas na naman ang presyo ng bigasyo. Ganun na ba yun? Infant Jesus Montessori Center, Dasmariñas, Cavite, zip code 101. Sobrang kompleto ito. Where are you, Infant Jesus Montessori? May zip code pa. Okay, ulit? Okay. Fraudulent information is not allowed in the stage. Ismael Matay Senior High School, Quezon City. Quezon City, where are you? Quezon City? Okay, thank you for coming. Hindi kayo binaha? Hindi naman. La Consolacion College, Manila? Yes! Louder please. Ang daming nanalo sa inyo sa Kamsur. May halik pa kay Governor Migs. What do you think of Governor Migs? Have you seen him when he's wakeboarding? Just his shorts? Oh, you should see him. When I Googled his name, that's the first picture I saw. You can Google it now. Oh, we are live streamed. Okay. Miriam College. Palakpakan nyo naman ang Miriam. Malayo rin ito. Marikina, right? Earthquake prone? Hindi naman. Pamantasan ng lungsod ng Maynila. Please be recognized. Stand up and be recognized. Shake, shake pag may time. Kanina pa kayo nakaupo. Let's do it. Where are you? Pamantasan ng lungsod ng Maynila. Ay, nandun pala. Pamantasan ng lungsod ng Marikina. Oh, tumayo naman kayo, dami nyo. Come on, shake it. Shake, shake, shake it, shake it. Shake, shake pag may time. Polytechnic University of the Philippines. Kaya naman hakot ang awards. Anong kwento ba't nandyan kayo at nandun sila? Ano? Nilaglag kayo nito, napunta kayo doon. Philippine Women's University. Asan? Nakakasunog pala ito dito. PWU? Oh, sorry, I didn't see it. It's a light. Thank you for coming. San Sebastian College, Manila. Go, Baste. Ay, iba yon? Iba yon? Go, Uste pala yon. Go, Baste. Santa Catalina College. Fairness, hindi nag-uniform. Are you excused? Excused. St. Michael's College, Laguna. Winner. Again. Again, I like that. Ano nga ba ulit? St. Michael's College, Laguna. Ako din ho, mamimigay ng libreng trip. Trip to Siargao. Pero open to senior citizen only. I need the 20% discount because I am not as rich as the governor and the mayor. Sinong above 60 dito? Aba, may umamin. Madam, mag-iipon muna ako. Okay? Merong kumagat. Pero ilan ang above 60 dito? Joy Goko, maming ka. Okay. Tarlac State University. Kayo pala yung maingay dito sa likod. Thank you for coming. Thank you. Technological Institute of the Philippines. Wow. Anong difference ng Technological University of the Philippines? Anong difference? Spelling. State University and you're private. Now we know. We learned something new today, right? Ito. The sorry po, dito nag-graduate nanay ko. The National Teachers College. Palakpakan niyo po sila. Thank you. Malayo rin yung inyo, ano? Hindi naman. University of the East. University of the East. Ito rin ba yung Go, Uste? Iba rin. University. Iba, anong cheer nyo? Why not? Ay? University of Santo Tomas. Parang quitis na wala ng ano. Again. I like your cheer, no? We cheered for you when we won. It's very good sport. I wanna hear. Don't we all wanna hear the Go Este? No. Wag na daw. Pero one more. University of Santo Tomas. Yun lang. University of the Philippines, Diliman. UNESCO Club. Ang dami. Again. University of the Philippines, Quezon City, Diliman. UP nga kayo? Please stand up and be recognized. Our state, the top university, State University in Quezon City. Okay, someone's reacting over here, Jules. Okay, UP Saver. Kayo rin. Friendly naman ito, ano? UP Green League. Nakilala niyo ba si Captain Planet? May sumagot si Captain America. Ang sigaw-sigaw niya, ang lakas. Kilala niyo ba to? Opo! Sino yan? Si Captain America! Talaga lang. And Tansa, sorry po, hindi Tarsa, nagkamali po ako na. Tansa National High School, Cavite. Tansa High School? Ilan taon na po kayong high school, sir? Advisor, sorry. Sorry, Tansa National, thank you for coming. Did I miss anyone? I'll feel so bad if I missed any school. Oh, yung kaibigan natin from East Timor. Oh, Adamson University, come on down. You're the next contestant for the next contest. Okay, anyone else? And of course, you know, after all of this, I really hope you'll look at our webpage. You don't have to be a troll. You know what a troll is? Ngayon ko lang nalaman kung ano ibig sabihin ng troll. Alam ko sa troll, cute. So anyway, please be involved because what we've seen in the last few weeks in our country it's not funny. If you can contribute by just informing any friend or anyone out there of what you've learned today, and if you can save one life, then I think we all know that we have at least made a difference. So again, I want to hear a resounding yes from everybody that this forum doesn't stop here. Can I hear a big yes? Yes! Oh my God. Thank you. And now, I think this concludes our program. I would like to thank, there is one more that will entertain you, then we all go. But first of all, I would like to thank Jules. Please come on the stage. Our hunky, good-looking, how old are you, Jules? 22. I'm not Freddie Aguilar. 22 years old. Ooh, that was, can we cut that? Yeah. Okay. So Jules, thank you so much for doing this for us. You're from?
University of the Philippines.
University of the Philippines. And again, also our very own Pebbles Sanchez. We can't do this without them, or without her. Come on, Pebbles. You know, I have to tell you this story, and I'm so proud of her. She graduated cum laude from UP NCPAG. What's that? Magiging cum laude ka pag masipag ka, ganun ba yun? She's a very good singer. She was in a contest with Sarah Geronimo. Siyempre nanaro si Sarah Geronimo. Wait, di pa ako tapos. She was moving up, but she had to quit the contest because she wanted to finish her studies. She graduated cum laude, and Sarah Geronimo is a superstar, and she's with us. No. If she didn't have the right frame of mind then, I wouldn't have the privilege of working with Miss Pebbles. Bawal umiyak. Yung si Kokoy, ang nag-isip ng tula nun, si Rachel. Over there. Hindi po Rachel Lubangco si Rachel. Rachel Seso. Siyang gumawa ng tula, cum laude PUP. Ha? Yung iba pong mga kasama namin dyan, yung mga nakita nyo mga bata kanina, mga anak po ng mga staff namin. Grabe ang confidence level ng mga batang yon. As in, believe ka, ang kukulit, pero they're so cute. They're so cute. So, I'm grateful to all the staff who took pains to prepare this. These are the kind of people we want to see working in government because we need people like them to serve you, all of you. Right? And who else did I miss? Walter? You were late today. And we'd like to thank our sponsors, again, everybody here, USAID, most especially Rappler, for giving us live stream. Please give a hand of applause. You have to check their site. That's the first site I want to look at. Of course, other sites are also as good, but this one, Rappler, you have to see. Globe for being our sponsors here. And then we will have a Paint It Light campaign with Boysen at the end of this week. We will paint the roof of UPPGH to see before and after in terms of temperature. Kasi a light roofing improves room temperature. So you want to see that as a test. So is there anything else I missed to thank? The IKM group, thank you so much. Everybody else in the Climate Change Commission. And in behalf of the President, President Benigno Esimion Aquino, and my other colleague commissioners, Nader Evsanyo and Harrison Alvarez, thank you all for being here and be part of the Greeneration. Magandang gabi po. Ay, magandang hapon po at maraming salamat. Daghan salamat.
Thank you very much, Secretary Lucille. Oh my gosh. Wait, hindi ko po dala yung multiplex ko. Isa lang. Ano alam mo? Ano bang gusto niyo? Nakakasunod na joke lang mo.
Ano daw? Ano?
I can hear love on top.
Aegis?
Or royals daw. Or AGs. Royals.
Diesel? Listen. Ako na lang. Pebbles, listen daw. Hindi ko alam. Hindi niya alam. Alam niya Aegis. Kilala niyo si Aegis? Ayaw niyo pa umuwi? Hanggat di siya kumakanta, di ba? Pressure is on, Pebbles. Talent and intelligence ito.
Dati ring beauty queen si Ate Pebbles.
Pwede
Totoo
bang
yan.
tumbling kapalit ng kanta?
Okay. Kinakabahan din po ako. Okay, AGs. Mag-AGs tayo ngayon. Ano ba yun? Ano po ba? Ha? Wow, love on top. Medyo babaan natin ang konti. Halik. Halik daw, halik. Ano ang halik mo? Ano ay halik? Ang halik mo? Nasasaktan ako, oh baby, sa tuwing nakikita ka. Nalinibog ako, baby, pang may kasama kang iba. Pagkat ikaw ang tanging laman ng aking mundo, ng aking puso, ng aking buhay. Ang halik mo, namimiss ko. Ang halik mo, namimiss ko, bakit iniwan mo ko?
Pebbles Sanchez!
Ay, nako.
Max, nakapag-concert ka na sa SMX.
Yes, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I'll never forget this. At ang susunod na magpe-perform, mas magaling po sa akin.
Si Ma'am.
Si Jules daw po ang susunod na magpe-perform.
No. Hindi ako kumakanta eh.
Sumasayaw siya.
Hindi talaga.
Sample. Yan talaga kapatid. Okay.
Okay na tayo.
So, like what the Secretary said, we hope that you will share your learnings on climate change and initiate your own adaptation and mitigation programs in your school and community. Sabi nga, we should plan and we should act.
And climate change may have devastating effects, but there's still hope. And this hope lies in our hands. I plan, I act. Sabi nga, Ate Pebbles, we should refuse a future where super typhoons will be a part of our daily lives. And we could do that if we could do what Bianca Gonzalez said a while ago. In our own simple things, if only we care, change could happen.
So for the finale performance, we are very honored to present to you once again an award-winning chorale from Mindanao, from Capital University. Let us all welcome their choir, Capital University Chorale.
And reminder, certificate of participation will be provided at the registration booth outside. So lahat kayo may certs. Again, for our finale song, let us all welcome Capital University Chorale.
On this planet and blinking step into the sun. There's more to see that can never be seen, more to do that can never be done. There's far too much to take in here, or to find can never be found. But the sun rolling high on the sapphire sky, it's great and small on the endless round, the circle of life, and it moves us all through despair and hope, through faith and love, until we find our place on a path and find it. The circle of the circle of life, and it moves us all through despair and hope, faith and love, alive.
I dream that one day our voices will somehow fill the earth with joy forever. I dream that someday our wishes will somehow soon come true and last forever. Ooh, I dream that someday our songs in some way will bring a bright tomorrow, full of love, full of hope, full of joy. I see this one day, and all the world will hear us. That someday we know we stand before us, singing one song together, everywhere, saying we are gonna love you, people of the world. We are gonna make you a better world. We are gonna love the world. We are gonna make you a better world. I dream that someday our wishes will come true and last forever. Ooh, I dream that someday our songs in some way will bring a bright tomorrow, full of love, full of hope, full of I see this one day when all the world will hear us. That someday we know we stand before us, singing one song together. Everywhere we are gonna love you, people of the world. Respect. We are gonna make you a better world. We will respect you, gonna love you. We are gonna love you, people of the world. We are gonna make you a better world. We will all respect you, people of the world. We are gonna make you a better world. We'll make you a better world.
Once again, the Capital University Chorale.
This event is brought to you by Climate Change Commission in cooperation with the Commission on Higher Education and the